You know, every single night, we all do something kinda amazing. We close our eyes, the world just fades away, and we surrender to sleep. But what if I told you that this isn't just switching off? Not at all. It's actually an incredibly active, super complex, and absolutely vital expedition that your brain and body take every 24 hours. So let's dive in and really figure out what's happening on this nightly journey.
So, what's the deal? What is actually going on in there? When your head hits that pillow and your consciousness starts to shift, where do you go? That's exactly what we're going to explore. We're going to map out the hidden world of sleep, from the very second you drift off to the moment you wake up. Yeah, I mean, if you look at someone sleeping, they seem totally peaceful, right? Perfectly still. But inside their head, oh, it's a completely different story. Your brain isn't shutting down for the night, it's just clocking in for one of its most important shifts of the day.
Now, to really understand this whole journey, we first need to get our definition straight. Because, believe it or not, sleep is so much more than just feeling rested.
Think about it. You can rest just by sitting on the couch and binge watching a show. Your activity is decreased. But sleep, well, sleep is different. It's a state of rest defined by that key phrase, altered consciousness. Your actual awareness of the world around you fundamentally changes, and that, right there, is the crucial difference.
So, how does your body even know when it's time to begin this whole thing? Well, it turns out it's got a built-in flight plan.
What you're looking at is basically your body's internal 24-hour clock, your circadian rhythm. And if you look closely, you'll see it controls way more than just sleep. See there? Around 10 a.m., you're at your highest alertness. By 3:30 p.m., you've got your fastest reaction time. But then, as the evening rolls in, things start to shift. At 9 p.m., melatonin secretion starts up, which is basically the signal flare to your body that it's time to start prepping for bed.
So, to put it simply, think of these rhythms as the master conductors of your body's orchestra. They're these amazing biologic clocks that tell you when to feel sleepy and when to feel wide awake, all perfectly synced up to the 24-hour cycle of light and dark. Pretty cool, right?
All right, our body clock is giving us the green light. It's time to begin the descent. And the first part of our journey takes us through this really fascinating landscape called NREM, which stands for Non-Rapid Eye Movement Sleep.
So our whole conscious experience can be pretty much split into these three states. We're leaving that awake circle and heading straight into the world of sleep, which you'll notice is divided into two very different territories, NREM and REM. We're going to start with NREM. Think of the descent into NREM sleep like you're climbing down a ladder into slumber. You start at stage 1, that super light, drifty feeling where, the slightest sound could wake you up. Then you go a little deeper into stage 2, and then deeper still into 3 and 4, where it becomes much, much harder to wake you. And the progression is pretty clear. Stage 1 might only last for a couple of minutes, but by the time you hit stages 3 and 4, you're in a really deep, restorative sleep that can last for maybe 15 to 30 minutes at a time. This is where your body does a ton of its physical repair work.
But here's the twist. This is where it gets really interesting. You don't just go down to stage 4 and camp out there all night. Nope. Sleep is a cycle. As this map shows, you go down from being awake through stages 1, 2, 3, and 4. But then, you actually come back up through 3 and 2. And then, something totally new happens. You enter a completely different phase. And this is where our nightly journey takes a really strange and wonderful detour. After climbing back up from the depths of NREM, we enter the wild world of REM sleep. This is rapid eye movement sleep, and honestly, it is bizarre. Your brain activity suddenly lights up like a Christmas tree. It looks almost identical to when you're fully awake and alert. It's a period of seriously intense mental activity. And here's the great paradox of REM sleep. Your brain is on fire, but your body's voluntary muscles are temporarily paralyzed. And why? Well, it's actually a brilliant safety feature to keep you from literally acting out your dreams. This is the stage where those vivid, bizarre, story-like dreams happen. And this whole journey, from NREM down to REM and back again, repeats itself about 4 to 5 times every single night. So that's the ideal journey. That's the perfect flight plan. But let's be real. We all know it's not always a smooth flight, is it? A lot of us run into some turbulence that can really disrupt this delicate cycle.
And man, there is a whole host of things that can throw your sleep cycle way off course. It can be anything from the obvious stuff, like your habits and your diet, to things you might not even think about, like stress, your environment, or even your motivation to sleep.
Let's just focus on two of the biggest ones. Psychological stress can keep your brain stuck in that awake and alert mode, which stops you from ever starting that descent into deep sleep. And then there's diet. Things like having caffeine or alcohol too close to bedtime can directly mess with the architecture of your sleep, keeping you from ever reaching those deep restorative stages.
And of course, physical issues can cause major turbulence. Conditions like sleep apnea, which is often what's behind loud snoring, can literally pull you out of deep sleep over and over again all night long, just wrecking the entire journey for you. And, let's be honest, for anyone trying to sleep next to you. Okay, so understanding the map is the first step. The next and most important step is learning how to navigate it better. So how can you become a better traveler on this nightly journey?
Honestly, one of the most powerful tools is also one of the simplest, a sleep diary. Just by tracking things like when you exercise, what you eat, what you drink, and your stress levels, you can start to draw these direct lines between what you do during the day and how well you sleep at night. It totally empowers you to become your own sleep detective.
At the end of the day, this isn't just a fascinating biology lesson. It's a journey that you are the pilot of every single night of your life. So the real question is, knowing what you know now about the flight plan, the different destinations, and all the potential turbulence, are you prepared for tonight's trip?